This episode is brought to you by Bulletproof Script Coverage, where screenwriters go to get their scripts read by top Hollywood professionals. Learn more at covermyscreenplay.com. So can I just kind of dive in a little bit deeper into the Hart chart? Because when you're saying you're tracking the emotional journey, what is exactly the Hart chart doing to the character's emotional journey? Like, how are you tracking this? Because it sounds fantastic, but physically, like technically, how is it working?
I wonder. I don't know if I dare. I was going to try to call up one and show you. By answering the questions, you get a series of pluses and minuses. This is good for the character. This is bad for the character. This progresses the character. This is an obstacle that stops the character. This decision this character makes is going to have a consequence. Is that consequence good or bad? So you begin to measure ups and downs.
Got it.
Setbacks, successes. I have a signpost I call the top of the mountain. And I have another one called the Cinderella moment. I have another one called resurrection opportunity. These are terms that nobody's heard before. I have veteran writers go, I've never heard of a resurrection opportunity. What a great, and then where it goes and why. Top of the mountain, what I began to learn through fairy tales and really good narrative was that there's a top of the mountain, dead center in your narrative, where it's as good as you're going to get. It's a success that your main characters have had or something they've accomplished where you're going, yes, they've done it. Now, Chris Vogler, his center is the ordeal.
Right.
My ordeal is over here, a little deeper in. But top of the mountain is become a term now, and it's how you structure the first half of your story.
But is the
top of the mountain.
But is the top of the mountain in the first act, second act, third act?
No, dead center, middle of the second act.
Okay, so is that
dead, well? And even if you do 5 acts, doesn't matter. It's the dead center of your narrative. And I began to measure certain films and look at them and go, wow, I'm right. The first one, the good Indiana Jones, the primo Indiana Jones.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, yeah.
Literally 1 hour into that film, he's got the ark, he's in the truck, he's got the girl, he's on the boat, he's about to get a back rub, and boom, the movie's not over. Everything after that is a serious complication to whether or not he's going to make it or not, or whether he and Marion are going to survive, or how they're going to get to the end of the movie. And same thing in Dracula. I went back and looked at Francis' cut, and I timed the Rules Cafe scene where he gives her the diamonds and the tears, and they actually meet, and he takes her back and connects with her. 1 hour and 4 minutes into a 2 hour and 7 minute film. And that's as good as it gets for them. Everything else after that is complicated, and everybody's trying to pull you down the mountain. Cinderella, which is where this started. Cinderella, she goes to the ball. Everybody wants your phone number. The prince goes, I'm not dancing with the sissy ugglers anymore. Who are you? She achieved her goal, which was in the real story, was to get to the ball and plead to the prince for her father's estate to be given back to her. The Disney-fied version and made it, I want to get married to a handsome prince. Right. But that's the top of the mountain. That's dead center in the narrative. Then what happens? Oh, damn, she stays too long at the ball. Point of no return. Can't be undone. Consequences. Plan falls apart. The end of the second act. She's back home to change the toilets again. She's never going to get out. Resurrection opportunity. Oh, there's this glass slipper that she doesn't know about. It's circulating town looking for her. Resurrection opportunity. It gives your character that second hope for the third act. And I begin to measure really good filmmaking and really good film. Even Tarantino is heavily structured.
Oh, see, that's totally the genius. That's the genius of Quentin, is because his films look like they were thrown together. But even Pulp Fiction, you watch Pulp Fiction, that movie is
perfectly structured.
No, it's insane.
It began to give me the feeling that structure and character go together. They're not competing with each other. They are complementing each other. And if you learn this skill mechanically, it teaches you how to do this. The word teach is wrong. I don't like saying teach. It gives you strategies on how you can accomplish this for your work. And our chart also tells you how long it's been since you saw a character. When they entered, oh my God, I haven't had that character in 30 pages or 15 pages, or. So it begins to measure a pacing for you about when you're exit stage left, enter stage right. When a character shows up and what the impact is they have on the other characters. Sometimes your characters are going in completely opposite directions.
But what
Especially in Dracula.
But what I love about what you're with the Hart chart, I love it, and trust me, doing this show, I've interviewed everybody. I've talked to everybody about all their different type of structures. I'm always fascinated when I hear something new that gets me excited, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to get to the same place. Yeah. We're all, it's just different maps to the same place, and some people might like Vogler better or Truby better or Hart better. It's all relative. But what I love about what you're talking about is that you can see visually the entire blueprint of your story.
Blueprint's a good word. Or a map.
Yeah, a map or a blueprint of the whole thing. Because the cards are one thing, but you can't physically, you got to go in and read it. Yeah, but visually to be able to see how the emotion of your characters and the emotion of your story is being charted, each one along the way, is fairly powerful. And when you see like there's a dip, oh, wait a minute, there's a problem here. They're flatlining.
Flatlining you don't want to do,
Right. You're flatlining.
Then you're dead.
So that means there's something wrong over here, or I haven't seen this character for a while. Maybe we should bring this back in. That is really fascinating. Can you tell me just the resurrection moment or opportunity in Shawshank? I'm trying to think it in my head. I'm trying to where is that? Because he's lost everything.
Yes. It's when the resurrection opportunity is when Morgan goes into the review that he goes through all the time, and he's been through all of this shit, and they always turn him down, and this time he goes and tells the truth. He finally stops lying, and he tells the truth to the committee.
But that's a resurrection for Red. But how about for Andy? Or is there none for Andy?
I got to go back and remember the movie.
Because I agree with you. I think that the main character of the movie is Red. It's not Andy. It's Red's the storyteller. It's his point of view. Everything's coming from Red's point of view. But Andy, you don't see his resurrection moment, because his resurrection moment is kind of shown to us.
Let me think about that, because it could be, because when Gil Bellows' character gets killed, that's like disaster. It's all falling apart. So it's going to come after that. Whatever that resurrection opportunity is for Andy is going to come after that. Mm-hmm. And it may be what prompts his brilliant escape. When he decides that I'm getting out. So in a way, what he's facing in prison after Bellows is killed, and he knows that he's next. That the poster is his fucking resurrection opportunity.
When he clicks off and that first piece of plaster comes off.
Yeah.
But that was years before Bellows.
But he puts the poster up.
Right.
I don't remember when he did that, but the poster, it comes after Gil's death. So whatever it is, it comes after Gil's death.
Okay.
It gives him where he gets the impetus. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to kind of narrow it down, because Red is the main character, and Andy's the back. But we actually the resurrection moment for Andy is actually revealed to us at the end, when his entire story is kind of laid out. You're like, oh, that's when it happened. So it's not actually shown to us. But Red, you're absolutely right, and it's tracked so beautifully when he just goes in and just tells the truth. Oh, it's. Yeah. People who listen to the show know my affection for Shawshank Redemption.
And Frank.
And Green Mile. I love Green Mile. Love Green Mile as well.